Have you ever reached end of your day and then thought, why am I so exhausted? Not physically, mentally, emotionally. And the strange thing is, when you look at your day, you may probably find that nothing terrible has happened. You've handled your responsibilities, you've got through your work, right? Everything went fine. Nobody yelled at you. Life was absolutely normal, right? Yet inside, it feels like you're carrying something heavy, something that you really can't even talk about. And then another thought shows up, what's wrong with me? Relatable? Now, I know this feeling because I have experienced it too. There have been days in my life where everything looked fine from outside, absolutely fine. But inside, I felt overwhelmed, restless, drained. And what frustrated me most was not knowing why. The actual reason of why am I feeling like that. And maybe you felt that too. And here's why you should stay with me till the end of this video, because by the end of this video, you will exactly understand the hidden difference between being overwhelmed by life and being overwhelmed by your mind, which is so powerful to understand, because once you understand and once you see it, you will start noticing it everywhere in all aspects of your life, in your work, in your relationship, in your daily stress. And you may realize that the things that you've been blaming all this while isn't actually the real cause at all. Just a few years ago, I noticed something strange. Some days in my life were incredibly busy, right? Yet I felt calm, while other days were relatively easy, yet I felt completely overwhelmed. Now that didn't make sense, because if overwhelm came from having too much to do, then why wasn't I overwhelmed on my busiest days, right? And why did I sometimes feel overwhelmed when there wasn't much happening in my life? Now that question stayed with me, and what I discovered changed how I look at stress completely. But before I share it with you, I want you to notice something, because this might be happening to you right now without you even realizing it. Imagine this. You have a difficult conversation, maybe at work or at home with your family members. The conversation lasts for 10 minutes and then it's over. But later that evening, you're still having the conversation. But this time, not with any other person, it's inside your head. You're replaying, rewriting, analyzing it, wondering what they meant, wondering what you should have said, right? Now imagine doing that to multiple situations every single time and every single day. A conversation, a future deadline, mistakes from last week, or worry about next month, family issue, financial concern, one after another, and your mind keeps opening new tabs. And here's this question I want you to think about. What if the exhaustion isn't coming from the events themselves? What if it's coming from carrying them long after they've already ended? And this is where everything started making sense to me. Because most people think that they are overwhelmed only by life, external situations, what's happening to them. But often they are overwhelmed by their ongoing mental relationship with life. And that's a huge difference, right? Because life might give you one difficult meeting, but your mind can replay that meeting 50 times. Life might give you one future uncertainty, but your mind can rehearse that uncertainty for hours and hours. So life creates the event and mind often creates the continuation. And once I saw this, I started noticing it everywhere. And maybe you're doing that right now too. Maybe while watching this video, you've already remembered 3 things that you need to do later after watching this video. Maybe you've mentally traveled to tomorrow. Maybe you've replayed something that happened this morning, right? Notice that? Because that's exactly what we're talking about. Now, here's the interesting part. You say your mind isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you, right? It believes that if it keeps thinking, it can keep you safe. So it forms certain beliefs. Like, if I think about it enough, I'll be prepared. If I replay it enough, I won't make the same mistake. If I worry about it enough, I will be ready. And beliefs like this gets formed, gets created. But have you ever noticed something strange about these beliefs? Most of these things, or the beliefs that we repeatedly think about, never actually happen. Yet our mind spends enormous amounts of energy preparing for them. Strange, isn't it? And that constant preparation creates a feeling many people describe as overwhelm. Not because life is crushing them, right? But because their mind never truly stops. Now, I want you to try something after this video. Next time you feel overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself these 2 powerful questions. Question number 1, what is actually happening right now? Then ask, Second question, what else am I carrying that isn't happening right now? That second question can be surprisingly powerful, because sometimes you will discover that you're sitting safely in your own living room while mentally carrying yesterday, tomorrow, and next month, everything at the same time, right? And anyone would feel overwhelmed carrying that much of load. Don't you think so? So the biggest thought I want to leave you with is, not every feeling of overwhelm means your life is too much, right? Sometimes it means that your mind has been working overtime, replaying, predicting, analyzing, preparing without a break continuously, right? And awareness is where it begins to change. Because the moment you notice what's happening inside you, you create a little space between yourself and then that thought. Then you stop believing every thought. You stop carrying every mental tab, and you begin relating to your mind differently. So here's my question for you. If you have ever felt overwhelmed, even when life seemed completely fine or normal from outside, let me know in the comments below, because the answer might help someone else realize that they are not the only one experiencing this. And if this video gave you a new perspective a little bit, then subscribe to my channel and hit on the bell icon, because in future videos we are going to explore more hidden patterns of the mind that quietly shape on how we feel every single day. So thank you for taking our time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next week's video. Bye for now.